Time now for the morning rush. State lawmakers are getting behind a bill that could improve opportunities for New Mexico business owners. The Buy New Mexico bill would increase the bidding preference to local businesses when the state is granted contracts to areas like infrastructure. It will also give preference to businesses owned by veterans and Native-owned companies on tribal land.
Retirees in New Mexico could keep more of their money thanks to a proposed bill before lawmakers in Santa Fe. House Bill 48 would get rid of the current state tax on Social Security income. Recent reports show the move that would cost the state around $70 million.
A bipartisan group is also introducing a bill that would give police officers a retention bonus of 5% of their current salary every 5 years. The governor is also pushing to raise state police pay by 19% this session as the department deals with a shortage of 92 officers.
The FBI is now offering a $2,000 reward for a bank robber who hit an Albuquerque credit union. This happened just before 5 yesterday afternoon at the First Financial Credit Union on San Mateo near Manal. If you know the man in these surveillance pictures, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 843-STOP. Erica.
Here's a look at the school day forecast. A very cold morning across the state. The kiddos are going to need all of those warm winter layers, the winter coat, hats, gloves, and scarves. And by this afternoon, we are staying cool, so you'll want to keep those for later on today, too.
Replacement driver's licenses could soon be coming in the mail for anyone who got one earlier this month. The MVD says about 1,800 licenses were printed with an incorrect background, which means they cannot be accepted as a valid ID by police or businesses. There is no cost to receive that replacement.
This morning, we are hearing from the teenage father of the baby that was found in a Hobbs dumpster. Stephen Astorga, the baby's father, says that he was told by Alexis Avila that she had a miscarriage. Well, the baby, now named Saul, is at home with the father and family. Avila is charged with attempted first-degree murder and child abuse.
This morning, restaurants in Albuquerque are still having trouble filling their staff. Restaurants say they're being forced to use their few employees to fill other positions. Some have also started limiting capacity and reducing business hours.
A jury has now been selected for the trial of the 3 Minneapolis ex-police officers who faced civil rights violations in the death of George Floyd. Thomas Lane Tuthau and J. Alexander Kuhn. They are accused of depriving Floyd of his civil rights by failing to intervene when Derek Chauvin kneeled on Floyd's neck, killing him. Erica.
And here's a look at our threat index. It's moderate. Due to the cold temperatures this morning, frostbite may be possible, especially in eastern New Mexico, so bundle up. And by the afternoon, we'll see some snow showers in southern Colorado, which could cause some messy conditions on the roads.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken will sit down with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. The two will meet in hopes of negotiating peace between Russia and Ukraine. Russia is demanding security guarantees to defuse this crisis, including a ban on Ukraine joining NATO. That's something the U.S. says it will never agree to.
A vaccine mandate will not be coming for city employees following this month's Supreme Court decision. The city had been getting ready to comply with the Biden administration rule requiring employees to provide their vaccine status and test for COVID regularly if they are unvaccinated. But the justices ruled that the OSHA mandate cannot be required.
The U.S. Supreme Court is saying no for now on striking down a Texas bill on abortion bans. The court rejected a request to send the Texas heartbeats law back to a federal district court, temporarily derailing moves by abortion advocates to remove the law. The Texas law bans abortions when fetal heartbeats can be heard. Erica.
All right, let's get a look at the morning drive. There is a disabled accident in the left shoulder of I-40 eastbound near Coors, causing some slowdowns there. And Tracker is heading east on I-40 near 12th Street. Looks like things are moving at speed.
A family in Texas is grateful this morning after police helped rescue a girl who went on an adventurous trip underground. Two sisters, Tori and Carly, were trying to find things to do outside. That's when Tori crawled into a drain pipe that they had been in before. But that's when she got stuck in between two snakes and was too afraid to crawl past them to get out.
Yikes, that's a nightmare.
Absolutely. Just, you know, if you're trapped in the most confined of spaces, not the best predicament to be in.
In 2018, a strong cold front moved into the state, bringing wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour. And that, paired with some high fire danger, caused a wildfire to break out in Clovis. It ended up burning 2,000 acres.
Time now for the 5 facts.
And number 5, a local Italian restaurant is finding a new way to help employees keep them around. Tucci's Italian restaurant says that the answer is a 4-day work week. Well, this applies to all salary employees within the restaurant, like managers and chefs. The restaurant says that they've been able to retain 60% of their staff throughout the pandemic.
Number 4, replacement driver's licenses could soon be coming in the mail for anyone who got one earlier this month. The MVD says about 1,800 licenses were printed with an incorrect background. Those affected are asked to destroy the faulty IDs when the new one comes in the mail.
And at number 3, we will see some snow tonight in far northern New Mexico. This is a look at 6 p.m. when we'll start seeing rain showers and snow showers in the northern mountains and in southern Colorado.
Number 2 now. This morning we're hearing from the teenage father of the baby that was found in a Hobbs dumpster. 18-year-old Alexis Avila, according to police, was caught on surveillance video earlier this month, leaving her newborn baby in a dumpster. Police say the infant was in that dumpster for 6 hours before he was found. Stephen Astorga, the baby's father, says he was told by Avila that she had a miscarriage and he had believed she was no longer pregnant. The baby, now named Saul, is at home with his father and his family.
And at number 1, state lawmakers are getting behind a bill that could improve opportunities for New Mexico business owners. The Buy New Mexico bill would increase the bidding preference to local businesses. It's when the state is granted contracts to areas like infrastructure. Now, it would also place a preference on businesses owned by veterans and Native-owned companies operating on tribal land. Supporters hope that it will also give businesses outside of the metro a chance to secure multi-million-dollar contracts. There is no word as to when that bill could go up for a vote.
All right, we're talking